Hello and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshier, and I am French, I guess. Tonight, we are playing EZD6 Wasted World. This is our fourth week in a row of EZD6, our first week in a row of Wasted World. If you don't know this channel, this is Shadows of Archonia. We do all kinds of tabletop role-playing games here. On Friday nights, we have an in-person game, which is an ongoing campaign. Over, Alan coming in with the finally. This guy. Thanks for being here. Guy who works in the daytime. Alan's schedule just changed. He's not on Graveyard anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, so
congratulations, Alan.
Yeah,
anyway,
he'll be running Shadow Dark for us next week. Because on Monday nights, like tonight, we trade out all the games we can get our hands on. And yeah, where's the rolls? Chop chop. Listen, man, when you run the show, you can decide how long the intro is. Yeah, so if you're watching this later, be aware we do stream live on both Twitch and YouTube. You can jump in the chat and harass me as well. But yeah, this is going to be a one-shot of Wasted World. Mia's going to run it for us. Mia, why don't you let us know what we're in for?
Okay, yeah. Mia running this is yeah, we'll see how well I do. Well, Wasted World, to kind of paraphrase the book, the end is nigh, and Scotty was excited to share his latest project, The Wasted World, where they've got creepy mutants, deadly guns, and formidable tech, warped psychers, blood-pumping vehicle battles, and ferocious creatures, all beneath a ravaging demon sky. Yeah, we're diving deep into this, hopefully. My first time out running an EZD6 game, period. So hopefully everything will run smooth. But yeah, The Wasted World, DM Scotty's post-apocalyptic awesomeness. And we're going to dive into that with this game. I think the title I gave you was What's Left Behind or something like that. So,
yeah, What Remains.
What Remains. Okay, thank you. And so, yeah, I guess before we really get started, we'll do the character intros. Starting with, am I pointing in the right direction? Yes. Yeah. with Enos over there. Paul.
Hey, I'm Paul. I'm playing Enos. So Enos is looks like he's bald. He's bald. He wears kind of burlap and a belt. He noticeably has no shoes on, and he kind of talks in a monotone. My name is Enos. I got he's got a cybernetic arm. I got this machine arm, and I like to fix things and kill things, and I like to steal things, and that's about it. And I'm an easygoing guy. I just like to say okie doke. Okie doke.
All right. And I'm Steve, of course, and I'm playing Jacques. Jacques is a Jack. That's his survivor path. Jack of all trades. By the way, I discovered that this is what the book looks like when you hold it up in front of a green screen. Anyway. So the inclinations I took are damn lucky. That's why I have this extra karma. Leadership, so I can share karma with my companions here. A pack rat, so I get extra gear and supplies. I have both marksman and skirmisher, so I have range to melee and ranged attacks. I have psychic node, giving me a precog ability, and big guns gives me boon to strength and grapples. My aspects are vigilante and outrageous hairdo. I had a couple that I wrote, but I decided to roll on the tables instead. So we'll see how that is. I imagine the hairdo is probably a big green mohawk. EZD6 green. Alan's still hassling me in the chat. You don't know nothing. I'm done.
Okay. I'm Cindy. My character is Pyra. You're not going to see much of her because she's covered in wasteland armor junk. from hubcaps to bike chains for mail and what do you call it? License plates for like the kilt and all kinds of stuff. Molded hubcap on her head with spark plugs for horns. She's got a little buddy in her stomach, gutworm, helps her regenerate. She calls him Wiggle the Wise. Likes to talk to him right before battle. Gives her good luck. She has a mutation. She has claws that come out, typically in battle. She took bent guns and what are the other ones? Shield Master.
All right. So nobody else had damn lucky, right?
Nope.
I know Karn had it initially, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Initially. But,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they are not joining us tonight. Yeah.
I'll be tracking the strikes, the hero dice, and the karma points on screen with these little icons. The gears are the karma points, the band-aids are the strikes, and the die is the hero die.
Alrighty. Okay, y'all set for this mildly fun adventure? Alright, so
That'd be great.
we'll just kick off. You know, I tend to write this read aloud text, so we'll just begin. The road to Varnhold Gap is one you've traveled before, cracked blacktop, winding through rusted husks and sun-bleached billboards. This stretch of wasteland may be rough, but the Gap has always been a safe spot, a place with drinkable water, spare parts, and familiar faces. Someone there, an old contact, maybe even a friend, is expecting you. But now, a column of black smoke stains the horizon, thick, heavy, and wrong. The closer you get, the more the silence sets in. There's no radio chatter to welcome you, no welcoming gunshot salutes, just static, and the sinking feeling that whatever you were coming for may already be gone. Do you guys want to
How close are we?
discuss that or do any sort of like survival rolls or checks to see if you can distinguish like the smoke, whether it's yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that smoke, and it doesn't look good. Y'all know what that type of smoke is? Looks like maybe from an engine.
Yeah, is it thick black smoke?
Yeah, it looks like a diesel fire, that kind of thick black, or even like if someone's burning tires, that just. And then there's also a bunch of wispy, like gray brown smoke coming out from it. So yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Looks like an explosion to me.
Hmm.
Maybe they left some grenades behind.
I'm going to turn to my dog and say, "What do you think, dog?" He pants.
He pants. Yeah. He's not like the a boy and his dog where he communicates with you telepathically.
No. But I think he does, so I'm just going to say he's right. We need water.
He's right. Okay. So as you crest that final ridge, the wind kicks up a thin curtain of ash and grit. Below you, nestled in the broken cradle of rock and rusted vehicle husks, lies what's left of Varnhold Gap. Half the settlement is gone, charred metal bones and scorched earth where shanties once stood, plumes of greasy smoke curl in the air, and survivors staggering through the wreckage.
As we approach... Oh, sorry.
No, half settlement gone means there's half settlement left. Should be some things to grab.
Right. And maybe some people to help. We got to find out who did this and bring them to justice. Maybe there's some kind of law.
Sure. Or we could
Whatever
look
you say,
for
Jack
planes.
Hughes.
No, it's just Jacques.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll
Okey-doke.
extend one claw and tap the bullet casing around my neck and say, "All right, Wiggles, let's do this."
Your bullet casing is named Wiggles?
No, my gut worm, Wiggles. We tap the casing for good luck. You should know this by now. Jacques, come on.
Guys, my name is Jacques. I told you, I'm French. You can't tell?
We're not. Yeah, like you're not speaking with a French accent. Uh-huh.
No.
French? What's that?
Sacre bleu. Let's go.
So as your boots crunch over blackened gravel and twisted debris, two figures stumble from behind a warped water tank, faces smeared with soot, clothing torn and bloody. They eye you with suspicion. The older of the two, a gaunt man with a rusted tool belt clinging to his hip, raises a trembling hand. You weren't part of it.
Part of what?
Yeah, I just got here.
And the woman beside him clutches a cracked radio to her chest like it's a holy artifact. Looks at the sky, muttering, It came screaming out of nowhere. Light and metal and noise.
Was it a bomb?
No, it's a machine head. Would that description allow me to determine what it was?
You can take a guess. If you want to roll, machine head, what would be a good... Yeah, just like a general knowledge check.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll.
And do it with the boon. Yeah, looking for 2 dice.
Okay. Oops.
Ooh,
I rolled 2
man.
ones.
that's not good for anyone. You forgot stuff you did know.
Huh? What'd you say?
Yeah.
Shit, I think it's a bomb.
Yeah, you think about what she said about it coming, as she's looking up at the sky and how it came screaming out of nowhere. Even with like double ones, you have an idea that maybe it was some sort of flying drone, would be about the best you could figure on that.
Man, was it a
Okay.
was it a robot? Was it a missile? What was it, a bomb?
I cannot decipher from the evidence at hand.
Maybe we should look around.
Yeah.
You get evidence and dynamite.
Get the dog on it. Have him search it out.
Yeah,
Right.
good idea. We'll sniff the explosion and see if that helps him find who fired it.
As you're talking, the woman kind of like cautiously steps closer, fear and exhaustion in her eyes. They didn't just kill; they took things and people. And the man's like, Della is still missing, he says.
Who's
Where?
Della?
So they took things. That means people came in, right? After?
We couldn't see in the dark. It was frightening. Many people just dove for cover as the roofs were getting ripped off and buildings knocked over. A couple people did see something, but they weren't quite sure. It definitely was flying, maybe like a drone, like you said, sir.
But then afterwards you discovered that people were missing, or did anyone actually see them get taken?
It was like they were snatched right off the ground by something fast and furious, and they disappeared into
Vin
the
Diesel?
air. Definitely smelled like diesel fuel.
Oh.
The woman, she's like clutching that radio, and she like looks at you and it's like, can you help us? And she like holds the radio out for you, one of you to take.
Let me take a look at that radio. I'm gonna try and fix it.
I'll hop off my three-wheeled bike, and that sounds like a lot of just clashing because of my armor.
You rattle when you walk. Yeah.
You will not take me sneaking with you, probably. Crash down. I'll just start looking around in the general area, kicking around debris.
I'll
talking to
send
locals.
I'll send Dog over there to get some pets. Maybe he'll comfort them.
Okay. That's nice. That's nice. The radio, if you would like to attempt to repair that when you have a moment,
Yeah.
I'll just looking for it's pretty beat up, like a 4 on a. So yeah,
So
two
I've got
two
a
dice to roll
repair-
on that.
I got a repair inclination. As long as you have the right tools, you can fix any cobbled. Oh, it's a cobbled weapon. And then I have a quick fix item. Fix items in 1 round. If I don't roll a 1, I don't know if either of those apply.
Yeah, your repair will work. Yeah, weapons and simple machines.
Okay, so I'm just gonna
when-
roll.
If you kind of take a moment.
Got a 5.
Say, okay,
I
that's
think I'm
enough
done.
to say you could roll with a boon, but yeah, 5's good.
I think I fixed it. Okie doke,
Wow.
here you go.
She's like, oh no, keep it. That was Delia's, Della's. It reminds me of her, and she like turns to the old man and starts crying heavily into his shoulder.
I start
your daughter?
tuning in the radio.
And you hear this bloop 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 bloop, this weird signal on one of the channels.
What is this, Jack Hughes? Can you make
Yeah.
it?
Let me see if I can figure that out. Does it sound like some kind of code or something?
Like on like an AM radio, and you tune down and you get that the Morse code that's like boop 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 boop
Yeah.
boop boop that just like constantly plays. It's kind of got that rhythm to it, but yeah, it would take a moment for you to sit down, listen to it, to probably decipher if it's anything in particular.
I have no particular ability in this area, but I'm going to try it.
Okay.
Do I need to... I'm just going to roll. There we go. I got a 5.
Right on.
All right.
Imperial
Yeah.
probe droid.
You definitely. I'm sorry. What was that, Enos?
I said it's an Imperial probe droid.
Yes.
Basically, yeah. I think that's the noise I was making. Yeah, you do recognize that it's not just random kind of weird signal or static, but it is definitely a recognizable pattern that you don't know exactly what. As you listen to it, it's kind of scattered, and then it repeats after a little bit.
Okay. I'll take a piece of sheet metal or something and just scratch some marks to like copy down the pattern. So maybe I can study it.
Okay. While you guys are kind of taking a moment to do that, you see someone that you know. I don't know. I assume maybe all 3 of you have been to this settlement, or maybe one of you's new. But you see a friend, Bryn. She is approaching in a blood-stained coat, her eyes scanning the sky. She stands taller than most, with a face weathered from years in this wasted world, and has a mechanical arm. She's like, oh, you made it. Didn't know if anyone would. Follow me. Clip. We'll be glad to see you.
Clip?
I'm gonna give Bryn a mechanical arm high 5.
She returns the high 5.
Those
Good
two
to see
think they're
you,
so
friend.
cool with their mechanical arms. I'm just over here with these stupid meat arms.
They are. They are. I'd trade one in, but I don't want to lose my claws.
Right, I don't want to lose my meat arms.
Eh.
The dog is like sniffing around, bringing comfort to some of the folks. But like you see him break away from the people and start sniffing around on the debris and collapsed buildings.
We got Yuri in the YouTube chat. Yeah, the dog's name is Dog, by the way.
Just Dog. Okay.
Yeah. So we don't have to say the. It's actually his name.
Just Dog. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was like Rufus or something when Scotty ran the game.
Yeah, there was a Rufus, I think.
Rufus. Anyway, Bryn, she leads you to a gutted building. What was once a storehouse is now half-collapsed walls and twisted metal, and a handful of survivors huddled in its shadows. Clip stands near a workbench, fiddling with salvaged tools and parts. His long coat is patched with layers of scrap. He looks over his shoulder and I hope you've got more than just stories to trade. This place has gone to hell. We need more than just firewood. He said sarcastically.
Was I supposed to bring firewood? Oh, Wiggles, that was a joke.
Edis is going to look around, and one of his inclinations is a klepto. So, and since he's a machine head, he's going to look around at Clip's stuff and see if there's anything worth while having later on, and then I'm going to try and steal it.
Okay, easy enough. Yeah, there's plenty of cool little trinkets and stuff these got gathered. They've been slowly pulling together scrap and remains of anything usable and kind of piling in this corner near his workbench so they can work on and repair anything. So as a klepto, you may roll 2 dice. Just don't roll a 1.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you'll be able to steal something. Maybe tell me what it is you see that you would like to add to your collection.
I'm gonna look for any parts that could be used to repair my vehicle if it were damaged.
Okay, yeah, there's like a distributor cap with some wires hanging off of it. Also, maybe like that would be a little too big. A small pile of valves for like a motor, that kind of thing.
Hey, Clip, what's that over there? Okie doke. And I take it and just put it in my stuff.
Can I roll to see if I saw Enos do that?
He was successful. I mean, you can try, but beat is 4.
Okay, yeah, he was successful against Clip. I don't know if he was rolling against me. I'll roll something. Nah, I didn't see it.
Nope, didn't see it. Did not see it.
All right.
So Clip is like their local mechanic, machine head, and Bryn is like their wasteland warrior / guard of this small settlement.
So, guys, what happened here? We heard something about a drone or a bomb or something coming out of the sky and people being taken.
Bryn kind of looks around and she like pulls you aside to move you away from the huddled masses that have been traumatized, and she's like, "Well, it was pretty scary. Again, it was dark night. Our watch is watching the horizon. Didn't think to be watching the skies, but then suddenly there was a sound like a buzzsaw in the air, and we all looked up, and a swarm of God, I swear they were like insects, but they were more than just insects. They glinted like metal, and they smashed and crashed through everything. A couple of them snatched up some folks and carried them away. And we tried to shoot them out of the sky. We were pretty successful in hitting a few, but they've kind of got lost in the debris of this of our settlement.
So there was more than one of them.
We couldn't count. I mean, they came down in a ferocious clump. You know what I'm saying? Just a huge swarm just smashing through.
From what direction did you see, or did anybody see what direction? Or just too sudden?
Well, they dropped in pretty much straight down from the sky. But when they went to carry off scrap and the people they took, it seems like they had overloaded themselves and they flew off to the west.
West.
To the west.
Always the west.
So the ones that you shot down, were they heading west as you shot them?
We just got lucky and hit them as they were flying through, randomly shooting in the air.
Well, I'd like to try and find one. Have you looked since the sun came up?
We've been gathering up supplies and stuff that we could find. We haven't really searched under any of the fallen buildings or anything out of fear that someone might get injured. But yeah, feel free to search around if you'd like.
Yeah, if you can just sort of gesture me towards a general area where one might be.
She just kind of points over. You might check over there near the living quarters for several people. They collapsed pretty fast in the initial assault.
All right.
Yeah. I'll help.
There may even be survivors still under some of the debris. We hadn't had a chance to thoroughly search.
I think if we find one, maybe we can use it to trace back the others to their destination. Hopefully, maybe. Otherwise, we don't have much to go on other than west.
Good thinking, Jacques. I'll help you look.
It's Jacques.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Bren's like, thank you, Jacques. Thank you, Enos. Thank you, Pyra.
My closest friends refuse to say my name correctly, but I'm glad you do. Yeah, so I'll look around. I don't know if I need to make a roll about it.
Yeah, basically like I've typed in perception/insight, but yeah, you're doing a random roll. Search, so yeah. As you.
No, that's no good. Man.
Can I roll too, since I was?
Yeah, as each of you are searching. Jacques, in the process, you do uncover a couple of dead bodies.
Jiminy Christmas.
Pyra, you find also a couple of dead people.
No.
But eventually you do find a couple of people that have been unconscious and buried under some rubble. But Enos, kind of looking around, having an eye for odd things about the area, sees a little bit of debris that looks out of place, that doesn't look like it fits in. But as you search, you find wedged between two collapsed pieces of sheet metal and shattered glass, something that catches your eye. A blackened, say this word right, chitinous insectoid shape the size of a person's forearm, unmoving but intact.
I think I got one of them chitnesses over here, and maybe a live one.
Live one, I'm coming.
Yeah, me and Dog will head over there.
Yeah, and Bren and Clip kind of pop over there. But as you are kind of looking at it, Enos, its surface is scorched and cracked open along one side, revealing a network of circuitry fused with synthetic muscle-like strands. And there is a faint electric ping pulsing, you can sort of see this light kind of pinging inside in a very low tone.
I'm gonna listen to it, and then I'm gonna smell it.
Do you pick it up? You touch it? I'm just asking that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I pick it up.
As you're picking it up, you hear a clip actually Bren's whoa. Don't touch that unless you want to lose a hand. But as you pick it up, nothing happens. It just kind of sparks in your hands. You give it a deep sniff. You detect to get the smell of ozone, electricity, that kind of smelling of burnt wire, and even a little flesh as you get a closer look at it. But yeah, the burnt
I think
copper
it's one of them.
smell.
I think it's one of them stupulators.
Stupulator. No. I'm gonna come.
That chitin might be good for some armor. You might want to salvage that.
Yeah.
Enos, is this looks like is this fake muscle?
No, that's what you got.
No, synthetic.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
Is that like
Okey-doke.
is that like what you have in your arm?
I would say that mine is a superior grade, but yeah. So do I notice this as like, you know, cybernetic stuff similar to my arm?
Definitely. It's it's old world tech though. It's pretty sophisticated. It is better quality than your arm, but yeah, I guess like you would not want to admit that. Maybe.
Can I incorporate it into my into my own gear?
Yeah, if you're gonna do some hands-on examination and tinkering with it, just give me again your boon for 2 dice roll. Just roll a 4 or better.
Woo.
No.
All right. So you're able to slowly like dismantle this and pull it apart. And because it's about the size of, you know, like a meaty forearm, I should say that, like a Popeye forearm, because it's like a giant kind of like a mechanical locust, basically, but it's pretty freaking big. But you're able to like peel away these the outer shell, which looks like it has been stitched together. Maybe like, you know, in a modern term for us would be like 3D printed, as player knowledge. But as you are doing that, you're very careful not to disrupt the battery with that roll, and you're still able to detect that signal.
I detect a signal in here.
Yeah.
It smells like a good one.
And then that flashing light, and as you get a better look at it, that pulsing light is pulsing in the same rhythmic pattern that is being broadcast through the radio, like being picked up by the radio.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Jack Hughes.
I was going to change the subject. I'd like to do a little bit of search and rescue before we leave. But if you were still in the middle of what you were doing, we can finish that.
I only was thinking, if I move in a certain direction, does that change how the light flashes, like a hotter, colder type of situation?
It does not. It just seems to be pinging at the same rhythm and rate.
Okay.
Yeah. Over time, you might be, with your tinkerability, may be able to create a device that, like Jacques had said earlier, maybe point you in the right direction. But that'll take time.
Okay.
Maybe when we look for people.
Yeah, maybe Enos can work on that while me and Dog sniff out survivors.
Yeah.
And me and Wiggles.
Absolutely.
We'll look too.
Absolutely, the two of you as well.
I'll work on this, you two, and keep your eye out for my boots, because I lost them. I think somebody's got them around here, but I'm gonna work on this extra arm.
Maybe you could make new boots out of that chitin.
Enos, listen, I think the people around here these are friends of ours, and they just got bombed to shit, and all their loved ones kidnapped. Are you sure you want to take your boots back from them?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay.
If I see them.
Yeah, Dog has a boon to olfactory, so maybe he can sniff out some survivors.
Definitely. Give me a roll for Dog.
Come on, man. All right, here's my own.
Okay. He seems to be picking up scent from all over the place, and is a little disoriented, but you're able to help guide him, you know.
I forgot to train him for this.
Yeah. And Pyra as well. You guys do uncover some additional survivors. I would say Let's go ahead and call it like 5 more people. So like a total of 7 you've helped discover buried under debris that were unconscious. Or you could, as you got close, you hear them going, "Oh, get me out of here!" But you also uncover several more dead bodies, and the community are slowly dragging them and like sorting them out over in one area away from everybody.
Alrighty.
All right.
Well, I'm usually more good at fighting bad guys than saving good guys, but I'll do what I can.
Same here.
Let's see, Enos.
Guns. Sorry, I was just saying. At least we have both the big guns to lift things off of people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, as you're taking, maybe a couple hours sorting through the debris and helping people and things like that, you hear a couple of folks talking. Like one guy's like, "I swear we saw some lights blinking out at the old comms tower before everything went dark."
Oh, that comms tower is out west, is it?
It is. Yeah, it's out west.
All right. Well, that's a
Okay,
start.
so I think we should look there.
Hey, Scotty's in the YouTube chat. Welcome, Scotty.
Got
Hello,
it.
Scotty. Enos, go ahead and give me a roll on that again with the boon to tinker together like a tracking device.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. As you kind of cobble this together, Clip, who's the machine head in town, is like looking over his shoulder, and he keeps trying to interrupt and tell you what to do. He's like, "Do that," And how do you react to his attempts to help in that whole process?
I go, "Okie doke," and I'll just try what he says.
Okay. But yeah, you've already succeeded. He keeps trying to muscle in and do the work, but yeah, as you kind of shoulder him off, he's like, "So you now have in your hand, it's not pretty, but it is working, and that pinging sound, you can now get a directional indicator as to where it's coming from."
That's what they used to say about me in high school. It ain't pretty, but it's working. And I've recreated that experience.
What
Not
wasteland
exactly
high school did you go to?
Venus, but
Dirt high.
yeah,
Yeah, me too.
Bren
What a
raises an
coincidence.
eyebrow at you, Enos.
graduated top of the class, did ya?
We're with the rust monsters, the dirt high rust monsters.
Yeah, it must have been a
Absolutely.
pretty big hold. Sorry.
Well, we didn't have a teacher, but we had a lot of students.
Yeah, Bren, of course, is like, "Yeah, it must have been a pretty big hold, to have an entire school dedicated to you all."
Well, they tried.
School of dust.
I never went.
We know. I took attendance every day.
Enos is also tried to notice if there's any gear around that he could use to improve Pyra's armor.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. There's plenty of materials. You might be able to fashion something that looks less cobbled together if Pyra's into that. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Sure.
I
I mean, she likes her hubcap, little shields on her thing. She's kind of attached to those, but
yeah,
the
epaulettes.
some of this is pretty heavy.
All right, I just thought I'd be play nice and try and help your armor out.
For sure. Anything that might be a little less heavy.
Oh,
Oh, Yeah, that looks heavier, Innes.
No,
Yeah,
trust
well-
me, it's gonna work. Just go with it.
Yeah,
Ah!
go ahead and roll one more since you do have a boon, Enos. Let's see if you get.
I can't.
Okay. Yeah,
Even I can't lift this.
he does successfully make some modifications to it. Yeah, so with that 3,
A little bit. Make them out maybe to what I'm already wearing.
yeah, makes it look a
Just
little
got
better.
the few chains off of my bicycle chains.
Yeah, adds a little bit so it doesn't clank around so much.
Oh yeah, that'll be nice. I
What
won't
do you
wake
think,
everybody
Cliff?
up when I go use the little girls' dirt bathroom area.
That got blown up.
Right, Jackless?
Yeah. So I guess we've been here a few hours now. I have a inclination that gets me 2 free supplies when I spend time at a hold. But I'd like to take that would take me up to 8 supplies. But I'd like to trade 4 of them if I can get a firearm of some sort.
There's sufficient. Yeah. Too many
Alright.
dead people that owned firearms that are no longer in need of them.
I'm not inclined to steal from the people right now, but yeah, if they'll let me have one, I'll take it.
Yeah, they've kind of again they're piling things up like food supplies and weapons and anything they can find that's salvageable. So there are
Alright.
some weapons that are coming off of the dead bodies that they're piling up over just outside the area.
Alrighty.
Hey,
While
Jack Hughes, if you ain't inclined to steal anything, you just let me know.
I you know what? I've stolen enough things.
Okie doke.
Well, you could just
I
ask.
appreciate
like this,
that.
"Hey, I have a gun."
Right. I think for Enos, it like the asking makes it not fun. I think is what it is.
Oh. Do you wanna steal a gun from me, Enos? Would that make you feel better?
It maybe maybe
Well,
not.
it's, you do you.
So yeah, go ahead and put yourself down for a nice, maybe not a super nice gun, but something good.
Yeah. How about a rifle?
Okay. And the same goes for Enos and Pyra as well. Again, the hole's been kind of wrecked, so your inclination kind of limits your the availability of items, but definitely can get a hold of something here if you wish.
I'll just grab just like another cobbled pistol.
Okay. And Pyra, you do find they do have some additional grenades to give to you.
Woohoo! Look at this
Oh,
grenade!
wow.
She's super stoked about that.
And Enos, throughout the night, you would have the opportunity to cobble together another device if you'd like. If there's something in particular that you might think that you might need in the upcoming trip west.
Yes, I'm gonna try and construct a net launcher.
Okay, yeah. There are plenty of parts. Just give me a 2 dice roll again. Very successful. Like I say, if you rolled at least a 4, was gonna have it malfunction at some point. So with a 5, but yeah, it's gonna work perfectly. So through the course of the night, Clip, you're kind of later on, kind of leaning over, standing around a fire that they've lit inside one of an old oil barrel. And Clip mentions that out west, there's a place that they call Black Hollow. It's way west, past the slag dunes, old pre-collapsed lab buried deep. At least there's rumors of that. We haven't heard anything. We had some guys out there recently, but they hadn't come back.
Okay.
I smell my device again. I go. I'm guessing that this, from the smell of things, it's going to lead us to Black Hollow. I'd say we go for it.
You're probably right, Enos. I say we get some rest and then head out first thing.
Okie doke.
I knew you were going to say that.
Really? I didn't.
Well, you got to pay attention.
Precognition.
Well, yeah, that usually just helps me dodge.
Mm.
Yeah,
Dodge? That's the name of my left-hand shield here. The other
Is it
one's Ram.
Dodge and ram.
Dodge, Ram.
Makes sense to me. You got one to get out of the way and one to get in the way.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
Over the. Sorry, go ahead, Jacques.
I was just going to move things along. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, as the night settles in, everyone kind of like huddles together. Like everybody comes together and huddles together, and forms a circle. And everyone's looking to the sky, armed and ready. Some people sleep while others do not. Sitting watch and such. But the night passes without incident, and the morning comes. And
Let's get on the vehicles and go.
Yep. Clip stayed up all night. He kind of like disappeared into the dark, and the next morning when you get up, he's cobbled together like a sled that can be towed behind the buggy that you drive, Enos. If you're interested in towing something like that, it's like, oh yeah, this is just in case you find anything worth salvaging and can bring it back. Can't imagine you can get a whole lot in your dune buggy.
Yeah, that sounds good. It's also good for desert skiing. You can get on surfing.
Wow,
Get
that
on
sounds
back
like
there.
fun.
Yeah.
Right, or we might find some of the people that were captured.
Oh, yeah,
Well, they,
yeah.
They can surf too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm happy to
You
share.
Everybody share. I didn't have to go to school to learn that.
Let's start my engine up.
Really?
Put my goggles on. Let's go.
Yeah, you know what? I've got probably one of those aviator masks.
The crowd of people are very appreciative. Thank you. We appreciate you going to look for our loved ones. Through the search and discovery of the survivors, they've concluded that 5 people are still missing. So yeah, 5.
Don't worry,
5
we
lost
shall
souls.
kill their kidnappers. And bring them back also.
I'll get my boots back
Promised.
too. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I'm real worried about your boots, Enos. Haven't seen them in a
Hey.
while.
That means a lot to me. Thank you.
So are you barefoot, Enos, or do you actually you do have footwear on? I'm just curious.
No, I'm barefoot.
Barefoot? Okay.
Yeah.
Calloused super feet.
Yeah.
All right, so you set out west.
Yeah.
And there are bits of cracked concrete roads that twist like veins through the shallow sands, bone dry tumbleweeds that blow through, rusted signs that lean at odd angles, and their words bleached like ghosts. The hum of your vehicles feels too loud under a sky that stretches forever, saying nothing. And somewhere off, a column of dust spirals upwards and disappears. And
Okay.
I checked the sensor and see if signal's getting stronger.
as you travel further west, the signal is getting stronger. And I would ask that you each do like a perception check. Oh, I'm gonna forget what we would call it in our Wasted World game here.
It's just a check.
Just a check. Yep.
Just roll with it, baby.
I was distracted. I realized partway through the drive that I forgot to put the goggles on dog. So I was leaned over this way.
Okay. Pyra, as you guys are driving along, again, the wind had kicked up and you saw this small dust cloud rise and then fall. But as you crest over a ridge, you see it first. You see a small swarm of insectoid machines flying directly at you guys.
Guys, I think they're coming for us.
Hold on. I'd like to stop the bike and pull out the rifle I just got.
I'm gonna screech the a dune buggy, and then I'm gonna try and prop up the trailer against the dune buggy to be some sort of shield, perhaps.
Cover it. Yeah, good idea.
So
You said a whole cloud of them?
A cloud, yes. Mhm.
Okay.
But as you prepare for the incoming swarm, as they get closer, this cloud that's kind of moving like a flock of birds would, kind of swirling and moving towards you, you see that this swarm of whatever it is coming at you aren't much bigger than, like, say, a fist. They're smaller than the ones that you found at Barnhold.
Oh.
How on the net gun that I constructed, how wide are the pores of the net? Could these things fit through it or not?
I would say, yeah, depending. Just give me a single dice roll.
Okay.
If it's 4, 5, or 6, I'll say that it would. Yeah, no, it's more like this bigger mesh. So yeah.
Okay.
It might entangle them for a moment, but the gaps in the net are too big to like thoroughly catch them.
So, the sled that Enos was towing and leaned up against his dune buggy, is it at kind of an angle as it's leaned up there, I imagine?
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah. You could use
So,
it as cover.
Theoretically, if someone were to be riding a motorcycle at it, would it be kind of like a ramp?
Yeah, let's go with that. Absolutely.
Right. So that's the ramp is obviously facing the direction that the drones are coming from. So I'll fire off one shot if I have a full turn to steady the rifle.
You do, yes.
And and if there's still going to be a little bit of time after that, because that gets me. I have a boon to ranged attacks, and steadying the rifle gets me another boon, and makes it so I crit on a 5+.
Okay.
So I didn't crit, but I guess I maybe hit one of them.
Yeah, your bullet passes through, and you see basically the one it hits just pops, just explodes into a million shards. And your bullet then also hits a few more, since it is a nice swarm coming at you, and they all kind of break and fall to the ground.
Cool. Then I'll knock the pen out that holds the sidecar to the motorcycle, and I'll start riding out towards the cloud. And when I get a good distance, I'll turn around. I'm going to try and time it so that I can hit the ramp and go up into the cloud and try and catch some with my cloak.
Okay. Enos and Pyra, these things are at like far distance and closing fast. Yeah.
Okay. So it'd probably be a bane for like a regular pistol at this point.
No, I'll say it's not, because it's a pretty wide and thick swarm. Yeah, you can definitely hit something in it if you want to shoot. Yeah.
I'll pull both of my pistols because I've got dual wield and the boon to ranged attacks, so that gives me 2 boons. And I'll fire both.
Yeah, just two separate roll. Yeah, that'll work. Okay.
That work?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Your bullets pass through the swarm. Again, you see several spark and explode into little shards as best you can from this range.
Look at that, Willie! We got some!
And as they pop now, they kind of whoop, the swarm now has started to like spread out a little bit to make it less easy to hit them. But yeah, but not quite yet. That gives Enos an opportunity before they spread out. Yeah.
My melee weapon is it's like a chainsaw stuck onto a stick, so kind of like a chainsaw glaive, and I power it up. And then I come out from behind the shield and I just start swinging it around my head. So there's like this blade of a chainsaw thing waiting for the drones to impact the circumference of the diameter I'm tracing out.
Okay. They're fast moving. They swarm in really quickly. Jacques, your plan, you're able to like get out there and get beside them and kind of riding sideways. Some of them start to come down towards you. If I remember your plan correctly.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and hit that skid as a ramp, and I've got my tarp cloak, so I'll like Enos would have done with the net if it weren't so open. I'm going to try and grab a bunch of them as I go by.
All right.
I'm sure this is perfectly safe.
Yep. While you're doing that, Enos is waving his
and I'm going.
Stick of death. I gotta say, yeah. Roll your melee attack real quick, Enos, and then Jacques, I want you to like basically do your drive check to jump.
Yeah, 2. That's it. I was contemplating spending karma, but I'm not gonna spend it on 2.
Okay. Yes. The swarm react. They see you swirling that thing around, and they kind of like break around it rather than. So you would have made contact if they hadn't broke. But yeah, Jacques, go ahead and do your maneuver.
Here I go. There we go.
Wow.
Aha.
Do you want me to see if I crit?
Yeah.
I don't know how you crit on whatever it is I'm rolling here.
You're jumping your bike. Yeah, you're jumping your bike with some accuracy, and sweeping your cloak to kind of catch them. So you confirmed that you jumped like a demon, and you're definitely have cloaked a few. And but in the process of doing that, several of them kind of come in on you and try and hit you as well.
I would expect no less.
And since it's a swarm, I'm going to roll 3 attacks all at once. Okay.
Oh, ow.
That's okay. You're all right. Ooh.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're okay. Don't sweat it just yet. These drones, as they fly by you, they just kind of bump into you, and a couple of them, as they fly by, they shoot this little kind of like greenish fluid that sticks to you like glue. But they aren't inflicting any damage as they bump into you. In fact, as they kind of bump into you, they break and fall apart.
So they're not hurting me?
No. It's like someone going, poking at you, hey, buddy. It's just like, it hurts a little bit, but not doing damage. Yeah.
So when I hit the sand again on my bike, I'm gonna stop, look down, and go, guys, I'm invincible.
Finally, one of us is invincible.
Woo!
Gotta go, Jackers.
Don't move, Jackus. And I go up and I sniff the green little dots on him.
It's giving off a pretty strong chemical smell.
Oh,
It smells like
And
freedom.
swarms now spinning around you. Several of them are starting to try and spit on you as well. Jacques and Pyra. This is for Jacques. Splotch, splotch. You get 3 quick dots of that stuff on you. And Pyra, splotch, splotch, splotch. and a big splotch. Kind of like hit you right in the face.
Can I block?
Yeah, you can block that part. Yeah, armor save that to protect you from getting splotched in the face.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Phew.
You catch the big blotch on your arm. I know I didn't have you guys do armor saves for those earlier shots, but they're just coming at you in such a huge amount that there's just nothing you can do to dodge, really.
Yeah, I didn't
hit.
bother with it since I wasn't taking damage, but now I'm pretty sure I'm being poisoned, so.
Still got splotches. So they're in melee range now?
Yeah, they are
So,
all
like, right
kind
here?
of swirling around you, and you have these little splotches of goo on you.
So I'm gonna extend my claws and go at him with my claws.
Okay. Scrunch, scrunch.
And I have a boon to both melee and ranged.
Okay. Yeah, as you swipe your claws through the air, you're smashing several out of the sky at once.
I dare you drop me and my friends!
I'm going to use my cyborg arm to scrape the splotches off of me.
Okay.
I think Jacques... Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's really sticky. I'm gonna need a strength check on that, or
Okay.
to yeah, as you kind of like scrape at it and you get it off of you, it is now stuck to your cyber arm, and there's a little bit of residue still on your where it was initially. Super sticky.
Okie doke.
And
I think
I'll
Jacques
do that as a
doesn't-
free action, Enos. If you want to wave your wand around and smash them too, you can do that.
I will. Should I
And
roll?
then,
Ooh,
ooh, yeah,
that's a crit. Maybe.
Mhm. Yeah, I can. One more. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. But you had a boon to melee attacks, right?
No, so if I'm using my cyborg arm, I can crit on
okay.
a melee.
Okay. So yeah. All right. Yeah, you smash a few out of the sky, Jacques.
Yeah, I think Jacques is still convinced he's invincible, so he's ignoring the splotches that are on him. I think I have a couple of cobbled melee weapons. I think I'm gonna pull out the one that's like a pipe with just a bunch of like little spinning gears and blades on the end of it. That I probably had Enos invent for me at some point, and I'm just gonna swing around and see how many I can kill.
Okay.
That's a 4.
Yeah. The drones are getting smashed to bits, and now they're starting to like pull away from you, after having tagged you.
Oh, can Dog get some?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Forgot about Dog.
Yeah, he's
Just
still
double
around
checking your
here.
guys' character sheets here real quick.
Dog misses. He's a
Dog
dog.
misses. Okay. Jacques, your psychic node, what does that do for you?
So psychic node gives me like 1 mental mutation, and the one I took is precog. So I can avoid a strike that hits, and then the attacker will hit themselves or a nearby enemy if I roll a 4+.
Okay. Just checking. As you are swatting these things out of the sky, the dirt beneath your feet kind of starts to shake, and with that, your feet kind of settle in there as the sand is spread out, and then from beneath the sand, something swift and a wet clicking and grinding sound echoes, and the ground like bursts forth, and a chimeric abomination claws out of the sand, half scavenged drone, half skinned desert predator with metal mandibles wired to a jackal's skull, hydraulic limbs, patched to mummified muscles as it rips up out of the ground right next to you guys.
How big is it?
I'm going to call this a scrap jackal, and it is as big as how big do I want to say that is? As big as a horse. Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, how you doing? This is worth a shot.
And it's right next to us.
Yeah, it burst out of the ground. You hear like the hissing of hydraulics, and
Does it have a mouth? And is it open?
let's see, it's got some flickering red optical lights in its eyes, and its mouth rears open and screeches.
I'm gonna
at
lob a
you.
grenade in that.
And it's a stench it has a stench of burnt oil and rot. Okay, toss a grenade. You're gonna need a 5 to hit that target. Yeah, since it's a
Okay.
smaller target.
So that is. All right, let's do it. Dang.
No, you hit. Here's your 3 karma. I'm giving you mine.
How about that? All right, this grenade
Wow, I
goes.
thought that was going. Oh, yes.
You can do it.
So your grenade goes off, and how much damage does your grenade do?
Wow, you would have thought I would have looked that up.
Should have notated it myself, but let me see.
Okay. I do have the book. I just need to move the dang screen.
I just misspelled that.
Grenade rules are on page 51. They hit 1d6 targets or 2d6 in a crowd. They can't crit. They inflict 2 strikes on a target. On targets hit with a 4+. After enemies are blasted, roll for flying shrapnel.
Okay. So it does 2 strikes.
Yeah, it'll do 2 strikes. So she hit with a 5.
Okay. And when that does go off, there is some shrapnel that flies out.
All right.
So we roll armor save?
It
Yeah,
says
armor save.
Okay. I will do that.
Otherwise it'll do a single point of damage as that shrapnel flies.
I think.
I'm just going to take the hit.
Okay.
Anyone else get hit? No.
No.
I did not.
I lift up my shields. One on top of the other.
Oh, what about dog?
Oh, no, dog.
I'm using my hero die for dog.
Enos, please give me a tinker check. Tinker check. Your whatever that is. I keep forgetting.
Tinker check 6.
Nice.
Nice.
Woohoo.
Okay. In that moment that explodes and kind of like takes shrapnel damage, Enos, you get a pretty good look at it and determine that it may have a weakness along its spine.
Go for the
And-
spine.
You
Okey-doke.
got it. I run and jump on the spine on its back.
Okay. We're gonna call your action was the grenade toss.
No, that's fine. Yeah, no.
Okay.
So
like-
Not my
can I
turn.
circle round? I'm gonna like try and run around, and I got a pistol. I'm just gonna go out and start firing at the spine.
Okay.
You make it hard to melee the spine, but
Oh right. Sorry.
it's all right.
And
I'm invincible.
I got a 4.
Oh, yep, that hits it. And I forget, the creatures get armor saves? Because I have armor written down for this guy, so.
No, I don't think so.
Nope, okay.
Mhm.
Just double checking.
The,
Pull up
check the monster stats in the book. Let's see.
meter beat thing.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't have armor stats.
Okay, didn't think so. Just want to double check. So yeah, you hit it. It squeals in enormous pain. Your little radio signal detector flares up really bright, Enos, as it emits this radio wave. Jacques.
Yeah, so I go, I said I'm invincible. I'm going to pull the shrapnel out of my chest and use it as my melee weapon now. And I'm going to jump at the thing's spine and try to destroy it. Does that hit?
It does not hit, and you have 4 to hit this guy. He's
Well,
big and
I'm going to give him one of my karma.
clunky. All right, you give him one of your karma.
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't know you could do that. All right.
Oh, can I? I thought that's what you did.
Well, I have an inclination that allows it.
There's an
Oh,
inclination. that
okay.
that- yeah,
So
yeah,
sorry, I can't do it.
Oh,
No.
okay.
You're not playing My Little Pony right now.
Do you want to spend one, Steve?
I do, yeah. I'm going to spend
okay.
one.
Okay.
Going
So you
through
make the
quick.
hit. Okay. It staggers around, but as it staggers, let me roll this d6. Okay. No, yeah, it's got a special ability that when you hit it with a melee weapon, it could deliver an electric shock, but it does not. But since you were like right there on top of it, Jacques, it spins around and kind of like twitches and shoots a bunch of like little shrapnel bits off of its body that are clinging to
Ooh.
it.
So I'm being struck again.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. So that's just one strike.
I get an armor save.
Armor save it.
Whew. All right.
There it is. Okay. You avoid the damage. It is
Yes.
back on you guys. Cindy, I believe, or whomever would like to go first. You guys decide.
Guys, I just realized we failed a whole bunch of rolls in like the first half of this, and we weren't taking karma for it. We got to remember to do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Blanked out on that completely. I will come up on it and with my claws and go for its spine.
Okay. And you do deliver the death blow.
Sweet.
All right.
Okie doke.
As you hit this thing with the melee attack, let me see if you. Nope, no electrical shock. It kind of like arches its back at a very steep, sharp angle, almost serpentine, and twists into a knot and collapses to the ground. And it is now dead. And the swarm itself has left the area.
Wow.
How sharp are those spines on it?
Relatively sharp, yeah. They've been they're roughly triangular in shape.
Okay,
Maybe like a 2-inch triangle, about that big.
that sounds
all around.
perfect. So
Like
I'm
that.
going to use my aspect of I'd do anything for a shave, and I'm going to pull one off and do a dry shave of myself. And as I'm doing it, I'm going to see if I can like discover anything particular about this creature's anatomy that could give us a clue.
Okay. You can roll that tinker check, but there's also a loot table. So if someone wants to roll a d6 against the loot table as well.
Oh gosh, where's the loot table at?
Oh, I've got it here in front of me. It's
Okay.
customized.
I got a 1.
I got
Okay.
a 4.
Enos got a 4. And
Are we each rolling that?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you roll the same as the other guys, we just have you re-roll.
4.
Okay,
So I'll roll again.
Yeah. Okay. Pyra, you find the glitched out voice box relay that blew out of its face, basically. It's basically a speaker box that you could, wire and use as a speaker.
Finally give Wiggles a voice.
Right. Enos, you rolled a 4. So you found the fused steel fang, a durable, serrated, and slightly magnetic craft. It's large enough to craft like a small blade out of, if you wish.
Okay.
Other than just the triangular bits. And Jacques, you rolled a 1. You have found the humming power cell fragment. It has a charge in it. And just to tell you this, Enos can help you out with this, that it can be wired to a device to deliver a shock if you have a melee weapon.
Let me, give me that. I'm going to start making the necessary connections.
Awesome.
All right. Go ahead and give me your tinker check on that.
5.
Okay, that's sufficient. I was going to say, if you have a boon, as a reminder, you just roll 2 dice. Each. No, that's right. Just to say, the 5 is good. Okay.
I'm going to use one of my pain aways. Get my strike back.
Okay. You can also, just as part of, as you are examining this thing, Enos, the optical flickering red eye, the nodes in its eyes are basically heat-seeking lenses. So if you could wire those into some goggles to create not necessarily night vision, but like heat-seeking vision.
Okay.
Work pretty good at night, but yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try and do that, right? So do you need another check?
Yeah, just to keep roll. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you wire that up really well. So yeah, they're gonna work really well for you. No, and like I said, if you hit like a 3, that's successful, but could break at some point. But yeah, 4, 5s, and 6s will be good. Okay.
Nice.
Great. All right. Well, so you wired up my battery to my my death stick for me.
Yeah.
Great. So does that mean it just is going to deal an extra strike when I hit with it?
It has a chance to. You would if you make a successful attack with it, and if you roll again, it's basically like confirming a crit without actually having to roll a 6 on your initial attack.
Okay.
You would then have to roll a 6 to get the additional charged attack to come off of it.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks. I'll hook my sidecar back up to my motorcycle, and let's see what else we can find out here.
Let's roll.
Okay, and we're kind of getting to a good spot for me to take a break, but let's just do this. The dust clings to your gear, and the heat gnaws at your every step or every second as you ride through the sun-blasted gullies and rust-choked stream beds. Jagged metal, half buried into the earth, hum faintly beneath your the rumble of your wheels. Insects don't chirp out here. The only sound is the wind and the distant electric clicking that sometimes rises. You recognize that as the sound of those drones. Then ahead, half buried under a fallen comms tower in twisted bramble, is an open, cracked metal hatch. Easy enough to find as you pull up to that comms tower. The hatch is scorched around the edges, and a sudden bleached warning tag hangs limply from the railing above it. It says burn, B-E-R-N, burn, and then the Roman numeral 9. Access restricted, authorized entry only. And beneath that, scrawled by hand, don't wake them. And then you guys can play that out before we go to break. Okay, discuss that out.
Do you think that they wake up if you open the door, or
Yeah.
Who can say?
maybe they're
mean-
already awake? Maybe they are the drones.
Maybe my armor could wake them. I'm sure of that.
You know,
My armor could wake the dead.
Yeah, the hatch is open and cracked and burned.
Oh.
Yeah,
oh,
so
okay.
it's already open.
Well, in
I
that
might
So I'm
case,
gonna look inside with my heat-seeking goggles. See, I'm assuming it's dark down there, so I'm gonna see if I can see anything giving off heat signal.
As you peer inside the narrow corridor of reinforced steel, there is no sign or heat signatures coming from inside.
It's all clear. We must have chased him out already.
Well, should be
Yeah.
easy to investigate then.
don't worry, guys. I'm invincible, and I'll head in.
Okay. And as you venture into the Burn 9 facility, we'll take a break. If that's
All
okay
right.
with you.
Yes, thank you, Mia. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Perfect.
Welcome back. Oh, I'm real small. I changed how I'm
Jacques, you
sitting.
got tiny.
Changed how I'm sitting.
Are you still strong?
Oh wow!
Yeah, all right.
As I blink against the brightness here. I know Paul's in a different time zone, so he's like way late. I'm not going to complain. It's just midnight now.
Just-
All right. So anyway, as you step inside the, again, Burn 9, to say it out, inside this narrow corridor, reinforced steel shows some signs of panic. Claw marks, impact scars, rust, and old blood. There are vines that have crept in through the open hatch that cling along the ceiling. But as you travel a little deeper in, the air starts to feel a little bit damp and stale. And that smell of like metal, like copper.
all right. I'll give Dog a hand signal to stay behind me, since I know I'm invincible now. And I'll have out probably the rifle in one hand, or at the ready, maybe hanging from a strap, and I'll have my melee weapon in the other hand. And
I'll have both my
proceed.
pistols out.
Hey, Jack Hughes, you want to try these on? I'm gonna hand him the heat-seeking goggles.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Do they reveal anything? You already said no at the entrance anyway.
Yeah, they're the only real heat you're picking up might be some like residual heat and some hot water pipes that run along the ceiling. Again, kind of where that damp air is coming from.
Copy.
But as you are moving through, you do eventually come to a place where you find like this fine mesh of webbing stretched between across the corridor. Strands of ally and fibrous wires that are humming faintly that block your way.
They're humming.
Yeah, just kind of as they vibrate in the air pressure.
I'd say don't touch that,
I'm
Jacques.
gonna examine them to see if there's a way to, kind of dismantle them or get them out of our way.
They're relatively easy to clear out. They're just kind of strung across. Think like the wound strings of an electric guitar, or even like I guess a normal guitar. So they're not real thick or too heavy. You could easily clip your way through.
Okay.
All right.
You know,
They're not I thought maybe they'd be electrified with that hum.
Yeah, I did too.
No,
Does a
they're just
rifle
sorry.
does
Just
a rifle have
vibrate.
a wooden stock?
Yeah, it would. It
All
would
right.
be wood, of course. Yeah, like a
Uh,
horse, of course.
well, I guess you've already said they're not electrified, but something's making them vibrate. Is maybe the floor or the ceiling or walls that they're attached to also vibrating?
If you kind of like put your hand against the wall, it does feel like it's got like a something behind the wall. That's, uh, for lack of a better word, if you listen, you kind of hear like this scraping and maybe a skittering kind of noise.
Oh,
Guys, are these a giant
Those
metal
are-
spider web?
scraping and skittering is always a good sign.
Right. I think so.
It's
Uh,
good sign that
I
there's something to shoot.
does anyone have a blade?
Yeah, I've got my steel fang blade that I've made from the tooth of that monstrosity that we took down.
All right. I think that's a great thing to see what happens if we cut one of these.
I'm gonna do it. Okie doke. Slice into it.
Pang, kind of like the sound of a guitar string snapping. Pink.
Ow!
Nothing happens. That kind of sound in the wall kind of pauses just for a second, though, and then continues.
Ooh. Yeah,
Well,
definitely
can we
this is
just like roll that up and keep it for later? I don't know.
definitely this is a giant metal spider web. Let's cut as few strands as we need to get past.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right.
And so you successfully pass through that obstacle. As you move further into the facility, you find piles of disassembled tools and personal effects. And there is a panel with flickering lights blinking in one of the walls.
Enos, this panel's for you.
Yeah. Okie doke. So I set to studying it and start tinkering around.
It would be a tech check. Does anyone got like specific tech skills? I don't think anyone had any specific tech skills.
No. No, just repairs and
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and try and work this terminal, Enos, but it just as a straight single die roll.
okay. Here we go.
Nice. That's what we're looking for.
Okay.
You're able to kind of like manipulate it, hack through the materials, repair any like loose bits that are there, and up pops this. It's like like that the greens, and across the top, it's it's like it goes. It prints out the letters Project Eidolon log. Early swarm prototypes built for eco reclamation.
Wait. Eco reclamation. Are these things here to fix the wasteland? Because if so, they're screwing that up.
Yeah.
We just
You're
got to
doing a terrible job.
adjust the knob, turn it up to 11. We'll
Good,
fix it.
good idea. That's got to be the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, bang on it too.
Yeah, this is an information terminal. There's not much more you can do from here.
Bummer. I was hoping this is going to be like the Talos principle, where I can type stuff and get answers.
Can I search around the area and see if there's anything else that might give some clues?
Yeah, just kind of do a cursory look around.
I don't have anything to help me with that specifically, but
Just down the way from here, you find what appears to be a maintenance bay. Pyra, yeah, you're not finding anything of much interest.
Does dog smell anything alive in here?
He's kind of sniffing around. Give me a sniff check.
4.
4. He's sniffing around, and that skittering sound in the wall. He's like down low, and there's like a small vent in the wall, like an air vent, and he's like lingering there, sniffing at that, and kind of and paws at it a little bit.
I mean, if you wanted to pry that vent off and throw a grenade in there, Pyra, I wouldn't complain too much.
I was thinking the same thing, Jacques.
Let's
do it.
All right. Yeah, I'll pry that off, and then we'll die. But
you've got a strength boon, so I would ask you to roll for a clean rip of the panel.
No problem. How's a 5?
Yeah, as you're down there and you're like, and you like pull it back, inside you see like basically a small mechanical rat, and he's clinging. He's got like wires and bits of machinery, and they're streaming past in that vent down there, one after another. And as you pull that off, one of them stops. He looks over at you with his little beady red eyes, and then turns his head and keeps going. And there's like one after another that are passing down that tunnel, that air vent.
Okay. I'll draw Pyra's attention to what I see. Are we still thinking grenade, or are we thinking just put this back and move on?
They don't seem dangerous.
They don't seem pleasant, but not dangerous.
How big is the vent?
Just leave them, I think. I only have 3 grenades left.
Yeah, I thought there'd be a giant spider on the other side of a wall is what I thought, but this is not.
Yeah, that deserves a grenade.
Yeah, all right, let's move on.
Yeah, Enos, you said something.
How big is the vent?
Like a 5 by
okay
9. Yeah,
I
big
didn't know
enough
if
to.
we could go down it, but it's too small.
Yeah, it's just this. Okay. Just down the hallway, as you continue, you enter a small maintenance. What appears to be there's a sign. It says that this is a maintenance bay.
I wish we could read.
Where there are some parts and stuff lying on the table. There's a big crack, a hole in the wall, and you see these rats swarming down that, and then they kind of like disappear again. Again, the hole in the wall, there they are crawling through it, and they continue their little trip deeper into the facility. There are parts of some leftover security drones in this area.
I wonder where those rats are going. Or where they came from.
That's the second question is more interesting to me. It said eco-reclamation, and we keep seeing these mechanical versions of animals. Like, is this a project to replace the natural life of the planet with robot life?
It could be. Maybe they caused the end.
Well, maybe they caused the end, or maybe something else. I don't know, but I'm not real sure who would invent a mechanical rat and then make a swarm of them. But it does seem like if maybe they invented machines that replace existing life, maybe that would result in mechanical rats.
I guess.
I don't know how that information helps us, but we got to find those kidnapped people.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Let's
That's
throw grenades until someone falls out.
so the walls collapse and anyone falls out.
Right.
Good idea, Jacques.
I'm full of them.
Enos, there's plenty of salvage in here that you can grab. Some of those security drones, they've got cameras and such on them.
Yeah.
Plus
I'm gonna grab
also like the mechanical, like drones of our modern era, like propellers and cameras and all that sort of thing.
Okay. I grab as much as I can.
Okay. Kind of like pack it in a bag so you can drag it with.
I have lots of space in my bag still. If you need help there, Enos.
Okie doke.
And oops, sorry, go ahead.
No, let's move on.
Yeah, as you move further in, you get to a space where the wall has collapsed pretty dramatically, exposing a couple of different rooms. It is a lot of debris and refuse in the room. Each of you, please give me like an agility check to cross the room safely.
Ooh. I get a 1.
Enos will slip and basically, I hate to do this with Sophia strikes, but it will take a single strike for like falling and maybe like catching your ankle and cutting your shin or something.
Son of a bee.
But you get a karma.
Oh yes.
But you get a karma, yes.
Nice.
Oh, I get a karma from earlier.
I believe you.
I couldn't find crap.
But as you cross over to the other side and travel a little bit further down the hallway, you hear the humming of some equipment in the distance. And you come to a door and you peer into a chamber that is filled with humming equipment. Most of the equipment in there is long dead, but at the center, lit by a soft blue glow, sits a humanoid figure strapped to a tangle of wires and coolant tubes.
Anyone we know?
You do not recognize this person. It's in the chair. The chair sort of swivels in place, and the wires kind of like hanging from the ceiling and coming up off of the floor. One eye glows dimly. The other socket is empty. It turns and sees you there, kind of in the doorway. We built them to clear, not to consume. Command override lost. Device stolen. In engineer fled south underground.
It's broken. I can fix it. I'm gonna try and repair this thing.
As you step into the chamber, its head swivels and he looks at you, Enos, and is like, they adapted, they learned, they make things.
You were talking about bug creatures?
Yes. Creatures. Security protocols compromised. Rerouting. Static.
Do you need help?
It moves its head up and down. Squeak, knock it off, dude. I don't know if you can hear him down there. Can you hear him down there? I don't know. Hopefully not. I can't pick it up. I'm just scraping at it. I've got some cardboard sitting in these. Yeah. Anyway. If you attempt to make some repairs, just give me a check for looking for a 4.
Okay.
All right. As you are working to repair this, if the other two of you are wanting to search around the room, you may do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for anything interesting, as will Dog.
Okay.
Ooh.
Right.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah. We'll come back to that in a moment. It's a static rerouting override. device. Burn 5. He looks at you, Enos. He's like, "Thank you. You are not Burn, are you?"
Burn 9 sent me.
Burn 9. This is Burn 9. Are you security or reclamation protocol?
Yes.
Yes. Dormant until someone pinged the wrong node. Other bunkers failsafe failed. Reclamation? Reclamation?
No.
Please kill me.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Do you
Well,
agree?
Can I ask
You-
a question first?
I'm starting up my chainsaw glade.
Loading the rifle.
Yeah.
I mean, I am holding the gun, but how do we stop them?
He looks at very pleading the one glowing eye as well as it can plead because there's no humanity left. Looks at Enos, looks at Jacques, looks at Pyra, and it's like it says, "I will give myself to you if you kill me, but this is what remains of me." And it swivels in the chair again, and you had found Pyra. You had found like this locked cabinet door. It was under some debris, and now that it slides open, Jacques, what you had found earlier was a handwritten log in a just ancient, dirty. Most of the text has been lost to time. But it's a long note. It says, I am prepared. I don't know how long I'll live in the chair, but I am prepared."
Ooh.
Okay. What is in the locker? Is it empty?
Squeak, knock it off, dude. Come on, man. Sorry. As it said, "This is what remains of me, fragmented but still useful. I give it to you, my memory. My may guide your path or destroy it. Deep structure behind the shell panel. Deep structure behind the panel. Delta, echelon, null." And a low
Alright.
chime echoes, and that narrow panel does open to reveal a small data core inside.
Is there anything in the room that maybe is portable and could read that core?
There is not. No.
We should probably take it anyway.
We'll take that. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Who wants to? I think we are willing to take this poor thing's life, but I don't think we all three need to do it.
How do you want it?
I'll do it.
Quick and painless.
I think that's bullet. I think is what that is.
Yeah.
Unless anyone has like a huge amount of like drugs that can kill him painlessly.
Nope.
All right.
I just
Bullet it is.
blast him with my pistol.
His head tilts back and to the left. As it kind of breaks open, the brain matter, like 50% of inside of his skull is not brain. There's like circuitry and other small devices, like gears and circuitry.
This is weird, guys.
Yikes.
So someone stole something that made this place malfunction after someone pinged the wrong node. Does this seem like an error in the system that it just happened to ping the wrong node eventually, or is it like someone from outside did something?
He said the engineer ran off.
Yeah,
Somebody did something.
why would there still be an engineer? Isn't
Maybe
this place from like
cyborg
this place from like times of yore?
from the Wonder Times.
The dialogue, it was command override lost, device stolen, engineer fled south underground.
Yeah. We maybe should have asked.
Engineer.
We maybe
and the
should have asked
device.
before we killed him how to find this tunnel that goes south underground.
We do have its memory core. We could maybe find something to
Yeah, can we read
use
that memory
that
core?
at this voice box.
Oh,
We have a voice
oh,
memory core
Enos, once again, this seems to be your time to shine.
and the worm.
I don't know how that helps.
Right. Put together the two components.
Yeah. First thing, I would like you to do a tinker check to. I keep calling it tinker. That's not what that is. It's repair, right? Okay. Do a to basically find the parts. Okay. Yeah, you find the parts that are necessary for what you would like to accomplish here.
Yeah, I'd get a 1 and a 6.
Okay. And then, so you found the parts that you need to do what you would like to do.
Got them.
And this is going to take a little time for you to do this. But yeah, you can now make an attempt to do it. But I am looking for a 6 total to fully accomplish integrating the memory core with this speech box.
Okay. I still do it with
Plus an audio interface that you can speak into. You basically salvage parts of this dead guy.
okay. All right, here we go.
That's going to take a couple of hours to do
Okay.
all that work.
You can spend a karma to
Use-
make that 6.
On that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that.
Okay.
Spending 1 karma.
Cool.
But that takes quite a bit of time. So again, it's going to take like a couple of hours to cobble all that together. In that time, Jacques and Pyra, what you just kind of stand guard or search a little bit further?
Kind of
Yeah.
probably a bit of both.
Yeah,
I was
for
going to
sure.
ask what was in that locker that the door opened. Maybe I missed it.
That locked panel you found, that's where the memory core was stashed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rummage through the room and see if there's anything else portable and useful.
Yeah.
I do find some scientific instruments. I won't give any specifics. We can maybe work that out later.
Alrighty.
Like a couple of maybe like a small scanner, like a small medical scanner even, as well as some other things along that line.
It's a stepulator.
What a later?
It's a stepulator.
Step a
Let's
later.
take my life on it.
This is a callback to our Archonia Fest game, Rocket Patrol.
Okay. I watched as much of that as I could. It was late. And I was right. So you basically hooked like a microphone and a small electrical interface, and so you can maybe talk to this core now. It's taken some time. While you are doing that, Pyra and Jacques have searched around. Really, I don't know how far into the facility you go, or just kind of like hang out in the room with Enos. I forget what you said.
I think I would like for at least one of us to stay in the room with Enos, but maybe we can, if there are rooms or hallways that are adjacent or very close, we can maybe explore a little bit.
Yeah. Nearby, you do find another room where the wall itself has been kind of like broken and falling in, and just more of those rats. You see some of them like out on the floor picking up debris and things from the floor, and then going off into the wall and into a hole and vanishing into the darkness.
They are building something, and I think it's probably a good idea that we didn't grenade them, because the rest that we didn't grenade would probably have come and ripped us to shreds.
Yeah, I think they're gathering materials for reclamation.
Yeah, the dead guy in the chair said that they were building stuff.
That's what they're doing. Well, we could just follow them.
We could follow them, or we could find the tunnel south and follow the engineer. Does it seem like the rats are going?
To the interface.
Yeah. Well, when you're done, we can do that.
So once Enos does complete his task, is there any questions for the memory core?
How do we find the direction the engineer went?
10 facilities. 2 have gone dark. Locations. And it's like access terminal, enter code, and it gives you a code to enter into access panel.
God, I wish I could read.
An informational panel.
You went to school, Jackers.
Yeah, but there was no teacher.
I'll read it.
So you key in the there's another one of those like informational access panels in this room, and you key in the information, and it displays a map.
Ooh. I will copy down the map.
The map and the other information that it provides. Let me get that brought up here. Doink. Doink. Of course, I've closed that. My apologies. Let me get that brought up. The bunkered. I was like, I wanted to call it the vaulted, but then I was like, yeah, vaults are too Fallout. So the bunkered experimental research nexus. There are 10 facilities, but only 8 that are showing up on the map.
So it's narrowed down to 8.
Well, we're in 9 or 5. I feel like I heard both.
You're in 9. Yeah.
Okay. But the person went south. And 9 is the southernmost one on the map.
I cannot read my screen.
Embiggen it for you guys.
Embiggen it. Yeah, the basically Varnhold Gap is that gap right in the middle of the map.
Okay.
Basically, over the M of experimental, and you traveled west to facility 9. Facilities 10 and 6 are not on the map. Yeah.
Got it.
But you are able to access the that information panel, and I should have had this open before. It gives you a list, a name, a list of names here. 1 second. Where are you? Burn network. Burn 1 is called the Bloom Spire.
Okay.
Burn 2 is the Still. It's called the Still Core.
Bloom Spire and Still Core.
Burn 3 is the Ember Path. Burn 4 is the Hollow Choir. Burn 5 is called Gravetide. Burn 6, Mirage Post. Burn 7, Crown Shard. No Sam. No Sam. Burn 7, Iron Mother. Burn 9, The Nest Pit. And burn 10, Black Echo.
Black Echo sounds the coolest.
Yeah, that's probably the one we have to go to. Now, so that valley or trench in the center near the bottom between 4 and 9, that's the town we came from? The hold we came from?
Yeah, it's in that gap somewhere. Yeah.
Okay. And now we're at 9. Which is, I have to say, east, not west.
West. Yeah, east. My bad.
But
my notes say east. I don't know. They say west.
I don't know what. So 2 of them aren't on the map.
Oh, are they south?
They might be south.
Question.
That was my question. Is it that the person went south from here or went south to here? That was my question. But if there are 2 not on the map and they might be south, then I think that's probably it.
Let's go.
Seems
south.
reasonable.
Do you want to try and find some hidden tunnels in the facility?
I guess so, yeah. We already asked the voice box and all it told us to do was look at the computer. I was hoping for directions.
We could try to follow the rats, and if they go in too small of a space, we can hear them.
That's a good idea.
Let's follow the rats first. And then if that doesn't lead us anywhere, we can look for a tunnel.
Right. You follow them as best you can. Some of them are scurrying in and out of the wall, and some are going down the hallways, gathering materials, and they all seem to be moving in the same general direction. You enter a large open space, a large chamber. The ceiling is high above your head and is lost in the darkness. But as you stand there, you hear the sound of like creaking, straining metal, and the floor in front of you collapses away. An enormous sinkhole splits open like a wound in the earth. At its base, fused metal and organic matter pulse in rhythm, forming a vast hive of bone-like pylons and black glass towers. The air is thick with heat and static, and the buzzing of countless wings. Where the floor had fallen through, clinging all around the walls beneath you and on the sides, are several of these drones. And in the center, a towering core of strange old world machinery, half submerged in a withering nest of insectoid drones and twitching cables.
Any sign of the missing people?
Yeah.
I will continue. The air hums with static, and the walls are slick with faint pulsating glow. And suddenly a section of the wall shifts, and the drones peel aside, revealing an opening. And inside, a massive hybrid machine of animal, human remains, and machinery, all stitched together with metal plating and wires. Its legs bend at impossible angles, insectoid limbs sprouting from its back like wings. It twitches and begins to move.
Okay. How many grenades?
Grenade.
3.
One for each of us, right? Let's throw them in.
And I'm calling this the Mech Vorax, just to give it a name.
The Mech Vorax. These names are killer. All right.
I like it.
We got a Vorax to kill.
Inside the Mech Vorax in my massive hybrid machine. Yes. Its glowing eyes are tracking you, claws scraping the floor as its wings slowly unfurl with a mechanical hiss.
Guys,
Well, I
was going to say the dead guy mentioned something was stolen that would have allowed an override to take place.
Yeah.
Maybe if we can recover whatever that is, we can shut down this Vorax without having to grenade it to death.
Not sure I have enough grenades to grenade it to death, but
Yeah, that too.
The only thing I know that was stolen were my boots. I don't think they're gonna help us here.
Well, we can maybe make you some more boots out of this thing's flesh.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
it's true.
Cyber flesh boots.
Okie dokie, I guess we're fighting.
I can also because I can dual wield. I'm assuming I can throw 2 grenades at once. If I wanted to.
Why not? Right? Resin oozes from the walls and floor, corroding metal. Yes. Yes.
All right.
I'm firing my gun at it.
Okay.
So that gives me. I need to just. Does that give me the double bonus then? I'm getting tired, and so I'm not remembering things.
I mean, it is large, so yeah, I'm needing a 5+ to hit this thing because it's large and armored.
I'm gonna use my hero dice to
Two-fisted warriors
reroll.
can duel. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I got a 5 on my side, so I used my hero dice and I got a 5.
Okay. So one of the grenades hits.
Okay, so 1 shot from a gun hits, 1 grenade hits, it does 2 damage,
Here comes my rifle.
and flings shrapnel.
Possible
Ooh.
crit.
See if it can confirm that.
I'm going to spend my
Nope.
last 2 to confirm it.
Oh, for crying out loud. Okay.
Hey, I know
Y'all
you're
just
tired.
gonna
I'm
walk
just-
right through my enemies, are you? Okay.
I know you're tired. I'm just trying to help.
Oh, that's okay. As you lob these grenades, fire the guns.
Yeah.
The countless number of drones that are clinging to the wall, these are the big ones, peel away and start swarming towards you.
Get him, dog.
So you guys have done all your attacks.
Yeah.
The Mech Vorax clambers up the side of the wall. Its wing assemblies are not complete yet. You've come in on it while it was still being made. There are rats scurrying all over it, trying to attach bits and pieces to it as it starts to move. It's got a long bladed limb, so it's going to deal 2 attacks. I don't know who it's going to attack. Okay.
Well,
We'll
I'm
call us-
invincible, so I'll probably shove the other 2 back.
Okay.
I have big, loud armor.
So we'll say Enos 1, 2, Pyra 3, 4, Jacques 5, 6.
Okay.
And whoever I roll, it doesn't attack. It'll just make life easier. Okay, so Enos, it does not attack you. It is going to swipe at you with its big clobbering arms. 1 at you, Pyra. That would be, I believe, a hit. And 1 at you. That would be a miss for Jacques.
Okay, so I will roll my armor. Save. Yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
I'm gonna use my hero die.
I would.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. There you go. There you go.
Bring those two shields together on that one.
Does this thing have a big gaping maw?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
I
jackal.
want to say no, unlike the jackal. No, it is. It's basically a winged spider. So
Oh, okay.
basically, it's got several legs, like a couple of forelegs, and then it's got these wings that are being constructed on its back. And
I will. Oh, sorry.
no, I just say the swarm comes down on you guys as well. They're just going to attack one at a time. So Enos, here's a swarm attack. That's one miss. That is going clockwise. Jacques.
Roll
And-
save.
And yep, you dodge and dodge. Okay.
I shall dodge downward using my electrified death stick and try to harm this creature.
Yeah,
It's climbing up a wall towards us, right?
you've already blown big chunks of it off. One of
Okay.
its hind legs is busted loose. One of the wings that was under construction is shattered.
I'm going to jump down on top of it. So probably right on its face or whatever it has for a face. And then I'm going to jam it with my electro stick. Ooh, that's a hit. But then I have to roll a 6 on the second to make it electrocuted, right?
Well, confirm. Yeah, go ahead and confirm if you get a crit or not.
That's
Okay.
a no.
That's a no on the crit, but
And then maybe an electrocution.
optional,
Also
yep.
no. But still
Also
a
no.
strike.
still a strike. It buckles a little bit under your weight as you drive that knife into it. It again, like the before with the jackal, it arches its back a little bit. It tries to reach its arms up at that weird angle to try and grab at you, Jacques. But Enos and Pyra have yet to go.
Dang it, jackass! Now I can't throw the last grenade.
Go ahead. I'm invincible.
Okay. I'll throw the grenade. No, a joke.
No, do it.
No, I'm gonna jump down on it too. But I'll let Enos go if he wants to.
I did. I rolled a 1. I was firing my gun.
I'm gonna jump down and try to claw this thing. I'll jump down next to Jacques.
Hey.
Howdy.
All right.
What do I need to hit? A 5 or?
You need a 5 to hit. Yeah.
I'll use 1 karma. Add to that 4.
Oh yeah, the single hit was sufficient since you rolled a 5 there at the end.
Oh, did you roll 3
And-
dice by accident?
No, I have 2 fisted,
Oh, yeah.
so I get the 3 and the other. I'm sorry, I'm losing it. I'm
Yeah.
losing
Boon.
brain. Anyway,
As you crunch into this, it's like you've smashed into its brain core of that final blow. The air, that static hum that was in the air ceases immediately, and all the drones that are clinging to the wall and buzzing around fall to the floor, just twitching under the last remnants of their own power. And the hole that the Vorax came out is like an open tunnel leading into the darkness, into the depths of the ground. The Vorax itself Let's see. I'm starting to fall apart too. Anyway, its surface flickers with the strange symbols, and they slowly fade and vanish. Thin cables that snake through its body as its like its sinew and muscle fall lax and loose, and it is now dead. And all the swarm have collapsed to the ground, twitching as well.
Excellent.
All right.
Okie
Well,
doke.
that's good. In its exposed brain area, is there anything that looks like it might be some sort of override node?
As you kind of like dig through its remains, you find another, like, it's not so much of it's similar to the memory core, but a little bit different. It's more like an operational core, like a small computer that operated this thing, but no control node or anything like that. No.
Okay. Well, there's a tunnel. Does it seem... I know we've been underground and we've gone a few different directions. We got east and west mixed up. But is the tunnel heading south? Do I know?
Can we tell underground?
Yeah, it's a little difficult to tell from the underground. Yeah,
All right.
unless someone's got to happen to have a compass or something.
No, I just... My favorite skill that disappeared from D&D between 4th and 5th edition was dungeoneering. Because you could roll that and then know if it was south or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
If you were a dwarf, you would know instinctually.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other exits to this room, or is it like we came into it and it's a big room and then the tunnel?
The after all of the dark after anyway, I apologize. Like I said, I'm fading fast too. The floor had fallen out, which kind of opened up this bright light source, and then the swarm was there. But when that light source came on, you see that there's like a stairwell that kind of like goes up and spirals around the inside of what you can now see with all the excess light is like a for lack of a better term, like a missile silo. It's just a long thin tube, and there's like this enormous door on top that you can see, but there are stairs that spiral up the interior up
Goes up.
to the top somewhere, but also the way back or through the tunnel that the Vorax was sitting in. Vorax.
So we can go back,
Oh, I
we
see.
can go up this spiral staircase,
tunnel.
down the tunnel.
Yeah.
Can we determine? I mean, it would only take a few minutes just to check the top real quick to see if there's anything, but I don't know if it doesn't seem like there would be much.
Yeah, I get the feeling that the tunnel is the way to chase
Yeah.
down this missing
Yeah.
engineer. I also
Same.
get the feeling, and maybe the RR can tell me if the sights and smells confirm this, but I get the feeling that the missing people we were looking for were incorporated into the body of this thing we just killed. Does that seem like what happened?
That would be a good assumption. Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
So they're dead. And if
But
they were
if-
slightly alive, we fixed that.
And the Mech Vorax also has a salvage chart. You want to roll on that before it's getting late. May you reach a stopping point here shortly. All right, so Jacques rolled a 5. Enos, go ahead and re-roll. Since you rolled the same. Okay. Going from, let's see, Jacques, you rolled a 5. Part of this giant thing was a massive serrated claw from the creature's front limbs. Could be wielded as a brutal melee weapon or used in crafting a powerful tool.
Okay.
It could be wielded as a two-handed weapon. Let's see. Pyra rolled a 1. You guys have found kind of like the computer module that runs it, but you also find the high capacity power cell
Okay.
that's inside. And Enos, you do find within this, not the control node so much as a biotech implant that allows for partial control over the swarm.
Okay.
Hmm. And is the power cell the thing that can do the electric shocks? Is that the same thing that
No, this is like
was added to?
think like in Fallout, they've got like those what do they call them? The nuclear cores or whatever they call them.
Oh,
This
it's
is
something
just
different.
yeah, it's just a big heavy duty battery. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
I'm going to start attaching the implant into my cybernetic arm.
Okay. It is a neural chip. There would be neural pathways that feed from your brain into your arm to control the arm. So, given time, and
I can
that's
just
a bit more complex
Attach it
than your.
to my brain.
Yeah, it's a bit more complex than some of the other things. So yeah, it would take some time to finalize if you're looking to control some of the swarm with that.
That
We
seems
did
like
find a
something-
medical scanner, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. You did. Uh-huh.
Yeah, we found a bunch of scientific implements. Maybe we should take time here and let Enos invent stuff. Seems like every 5 minutes we're stopping to let Enos invent stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with that scientific stuff that we found and that neurojiggy thing.
Sure.
Getting
Okey-doke.
control of the swarm, or at least part of the swarm, that could be handy.
Still
might be-
working on it.
All right. Let's do it.
And we can end there if you guys want to do that. I'm not prepared to go much further. I don't think I can manage much longer.
No problem.
Okay.
So we have scheduled. We can put this on hold and revisit it as soon as everyone here is available again. We have next week starts 2 sessions of Shadow Dark and then 3 of Daggerheart, and then following that we're open again. So maybe we can come back to this in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up to you guys. I literally set up 10 locations so it could be like a pretty prolonged campaign, or quickly find the control nod and then go from there.
All right. Well, at least we cleaned out this facility, and if not saved, at least discovered the fun, Misery, and DM Scotty in our various chats tonight. Misery's still here, at least. Thanks for watching, and we'll see everyone on Friday for episode 57 or 58, I forget.
Goodness
of
gracious, yeah.
Shadows of Archonia 2, and then next week back here for Shadow Dark with Alan running.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.